Good morning, everybody. Today is May 5th, 2020. As usual, I'm still enjoying my morning cup of coffee. But, Caber Fitness, what's up, man? Hope everything's going well across the pond there. Good morning, Kyle. People are just happy, friendly, and in a nice mood already. This is great. So today I'm going to address a question that was posted inside the closed Facebook group that we have for the private track. This was posted a while ago, but if I see something good every now and then in there, I'll screenshot it and then save it for a podcast topic or whatnot, of course, protecting the names of the innocent and all that good stuff. But here was the question that was posted a while ago. And we'll call, as I always say, we'll say that this is from Joe. You know what? Last time was from a guy, so this will be from Jane. Here's the question from Jane. Question about how to follow programming. I work an irregular schedule on a 3-week rotation and have a long commute. Most of my work days are 10 hours with an hour commute on both sides. Yikes. Factor in 2 kids, trying to get proper sleep, having to eat dinner between 9 and 10 p.m., and you can see where it's not always easy getting in a workout on some of these days. That being said, how are those of you that can't always work out on that day following the programming? I usually find that I can get 3 to maybe 4 days in a week. I've tried focusing on following 3 consecutive days of programming, and yes, I've tried getting up early. I used to do the 5:30 a.m. class at my old box, but now with my work schedule, it hurts my performance, burning the candle at both ends. So that's basically the question, and I think that's a situation that a bunch of us can relate to, this individual's schedule is demanding and rugged. A 1-hour commute on both sides of a 10-hour day, and then you've got kids and all the other things that just life demands at you, and you're still trying to prioritize your health and fitness. So I've got some thoughts on the matter, but before I even get into the thoughts on it, just hats off, right? And we have to just celebrate people. There are people out there every single day just grinding away and making it happen. And those people motivate me and fire me up. And so anyway, my hat's off to everybody out there that just, single parents, rugged job, terrible commute, shift work, whatever it happens to be, and somehow people don't give up on health and fitness. They just don't feel sorry for themselves. They don't make excuses. They look for solutions, and they get it done. And that's, I don't even know what the proper word for that is. It's motivating, it's inspiring. So again, fantastic. Getting to the question, though, I do have some thoughts on it. First, I'll say this. If you can get in, as they say, 3 to 4 workouts a week, there's 7 days a week, there's 5 workouts traditionally programmed, but if you can get in 3 to 4 workouts a week, you can have plenty of fitness, all the fitness you need for a wonderful, fulfilling, incredible life, being ready for absolutely anything that planet Earth is going to throw at you. It can be so easy these days with, being wrapped up in competition and more is better, which it is not, and people think that you've got to work out every day and maybe do more than 1 session a day to actually be in shape, and all this craziness that is not true, that is unnecessary and unfounded, and unfortunately I think has polluted people's minds, and now they have a warped perspective of what normal is, and they have a warped perspective of what actually is necessary to be healthy and happy and live a big, long, a fantastic life. So first of all, get all that junk out of your head. 1 workout a day, with intensity, with variance, with wonderful rest, and with clean eating, and with taking a couple rest days a week, is all 99% of the population needs to be superheroes. End of story. You don't need to lift every day. You don't need to have some sort of a bias. You don't need to do any of that stuff. You just need to do intelligently crafted, well-rounded programming. Pour your heart and soul into it. Don't shove crap down your throat 24 hours a day. Get as much sleep as you can. Deal with the other stressors that life throws at you, and you can make it happen. And that's real world, real talk. You're going to be fantastic. But let's get to this individual, okay? 3 to 4 days a week. Let's take the worst case scenario. So you can't even do 4. You've got 3 days a week that you're going to be able to train when life throws a curveball at you. You get trapped at work, something came up with the kids, etc., etc. So if I could have my beautiful best case scenario for what those 3 days of training would look like, she says that she potentially tries to follow 3 consecutive days, no matter what can happen, and is that the right call? If I could only do three days, here's how I would do it. Now, on something like the private track, you have the ability to look forward and see what the workouts are every day for the next few weeks. So that's an advantage. So you could look at it and plan out, let's say, what 3 you are going to tackle for that week. And I would do 3, fit them in however you can. Here's the 3 that I would do. This is in broad brush terms. One of them would be a heavy day. So let's make sure we're going heavy at least once a week. And there's at least one heavy day programmed every week. So whatever the heavy day is for that week, I would try really hard to get that day in. Then the other 2 days of training, I would have a yin and a yang kind of a deal. One of those days, now this is somebody who is burning the candle at both ends. It's probably tough to find extra motivation to get into the gym and all that good stuff. So one of those other 2 days of training, I would pick a workout that week that just makes you smile ear to ear. It's a wheelhouse workout. It's one of the ones that embraces your strengths. It has movements that you love, loadings that you love, time domains that you love. It's, you're not necessarily cherry picking, but you kind of are. Pick one that just makes you smile, because it's going to be full of functional movements. It's going to be great for you, and it's going to be easier to walk into the gym and do something that you enjoy. So we've got one heavy lift, and then one workout that's just makes you happy. And then, again, if I had my wish list, the other workout, since we're only working out 3 times a week, would be one workout that not necessarily that you don't like, but it would be a workout that contains something in there that is not in your wheelhouse. Something in there that's outside of your comfort zone, is an area that you need to improve. And potentially the other movement in the workout is something that you do like, maybe. For example, maybe you love deadlifts and you hate handstand push-ups, and one of the workouts during the week is Diane. So that might be the workout that you would choose for the outside of your comfort zone workout, because it has one thing you like and one area that you need to improve, the handstand push-ups. So that's how I would do that real quick. The heavy day of the week, one wheelhouse workout, and one workout that has an area of improvement. Those would be my 3 days. And I would spread them out in any way, shape, or form that makes sense based upon your crazy work schedule and shift schedule over the course of the week. It doesn't have to be 3 consecutive days. There could be 1 day rest between each one of those. There would be nothing wrong with that at all. If just by the time the week ended you got in all 3, then that week is a win. That's a home run. Another thing that I will say is, for the heavy day, potentially, if you were short on time, if it was at some crazy hour of the morning or the night where motivation was low, and if it's like a 5x5 front squat or something like that, where with a barbell it might take a decently long time, if you're going to do it properly, to warm up to a very heavy loading for a barbell to get in those 5x5 front squats. If you have the time and the motivation, absolutely go for it. But if it's one of those days where motivation's a little bit lower than normal, or time is a little bit tighter than normal, that would be a great day to embrace the limited equipment option, because the limited equipment option in general has everything that you're going to have to do using a pair of 50-pound dumbbells for men and a pair of 35-pound dumbbells for women. So let's say that on a 5x5 front squat day, you were going to front squat 225 pounds. That's what you're going to do. Well, it should make sense that it will take a longer amount of time to warm up and get your body ready to move 225 pounds than to warm up and get your body ready to move 100 pounds, which would be two 50-pound dumbbells, or 235s for women. So that the limited equipment option every now and then might help fit a tighter timeline. And as anyone who has done the limited equipment option knows, you will not be shortchanged in any way, shape, or form. And as a matter of fact, I did this it was within the last 7 days. My mind is, of course, blanking right now. But there was a heavy day and I was short on time. The day got away from me and I had to do something or nothing. I think we had snatches earlier in the week, and the limited equipment option was some one-arm dumbbell snatches and some dumbbell squats. And I've been very vocal of the fact that I've got plates and screws holding my pelvis together from where I broke my pelvis in the military, and so it takes me longer than the average human to warm up to go below parallel. And I just didn't have that kind of time to warm up to go below parallel. So I knew I wasn't going to do squat snatches. I knew I was going to embrace the dumbbell option, the limited equipment option. But then I even knew, again, I didn't have as much time as I wanted to. I didn't have the time to warm up for the dumbbell front squats also, the dumbbell squats. So I did one-arm power snatches, and in place of the dumbbell squats, I did dumbbell box step-ups, because for me anyway, this is just a personal thing, it's a lot shorter of a time window for me to be properly warmed up to do a dumbbell box step-up than it is for me to do a dumbbell squat. But both of them are still wonderful leg builders, strength builders. I was still preserving the intended stimulus of the workout, even though I modified it a little bit. So, heavy day, running short on time, embrace the limited equipment option. And then the other part is, each day on the private track, I do kind of a video like this where I walk through everything that we're doing that day, because I want you to understand the why of what we're doing. And if you start to understand the why, and you see the prescribed option, you see the scaled option, you see the limited equipment option, so on and so forth, then you start to have an increased level of intelligence as to how to modify or manipulate or massage these workouts to fit your precise needs. Maybe you've got different equipment today, you've got different time domains, whatever it is, and it's that kind of stuff that the other day allowed me to realize that based upon the time window that I had, dumbbells were the way to go. And not only were dumbbells the way to go, but I was going to put dumbbell box step-ups in place of the dumbbell squats, still achieve everything that I needed to achieve, but be able to do it a little bit quicker with a little bit of a shorter warm-up. So knowledge is power with a lot of this stuff. So, okay, we said 3 days of training, a heavy day, a wheelhouse day, and then 1 day outside of your comfort zone. The other thing that I will say is, let's say that all goes out the window, day got crazy, you still want to get something in. Don't underestimate the power of the burpee, or just some simple movements. 7 minutes of burpees, as miserable as that little excursion is, there's a lot of fitness packed into 7 minutes and a lot of capacity packed into something like the burpee. And so if on a day that you were close to doing nothing, you wanted to do something, you just went outside, warmed up for 3 minutes, pedaled the bike, rode or something like that, and then did 7 minutes of burpees, you're in and out in 10 minutes, and you saved the day. So much better than doing nothing. And you can do something like that. You can do 3 rounds for time of a 400-meter run and 50 air squats. Something which is, there's no loading, the warm-up is relatively short, and you got something in. You got something great in. Because the other part is, and I've mentioned this in other podcasts, is there's that saying that we're all familiar with, which is, hey, something's better than nothing. At least you did something. I understand where that saying comes, but I kind of don't like it, because the saying, something's better than nothing, implies that doing something is barely better than doing nothing. It's better than nothing. It's like something is marginally better than nothing. I strongly disagree with that in the realm of fitness. Given the example of you did nothing or you did a 3-minute warm-up and then 7 minutes of burpees, something is not better than nothing. Something is orders of magnitude better than nothing. Doing something is huge compared to doing nothing. So again, life, kids, schedule, shift work, whatever it happens to be, if you get something in, you won the day. You won the day. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't be demotivated that maybe it wasn't precisely what was prescribed or you had to deviate from the plan. You got in functional movement where most people would have chosen not to. You are a hero. You are good to go. So please keep that in mind as well. And then, control what you can control. Maybe you can't control your occupation. You can't control that you have a 1-hour commute on both sides. You can't control some of these other things that just, life has certain demands and nobody cares, right? You have to do what you have to do to provide for your family and to do all these other things. So you can't control those. Those are outside of your purview. To the best of your ability, your greatest asset is your mind. Try to control your thoughts, control your attitude, and control what you can control. So you can control, to the best of your ability, get as much sleep as you can. You can control your attitude when life throws these various challenges at you, whether you realize, hey, these are outside of what I can control. There's no point in getting stressed out about them. I know that you're a human being and that's tough to do, but you try to not let them get under your skin. I can control my diet and nutrition to the best of my ability. I can make good choices instead of poor choices. If only faced with poor choices, I can choose to maybe fast. You'll be okay if you miss a meal every now and then. And controlling your thoughts, controlling your attitude, not getting worked up when you shouldn't be getting worked up, and then controlling your nutrition, especially with the shift work that was mentioned, the crazy schedules, not as much sleep as you ideally would like to get. Your nutrition being dialed in is going to be mission critical to everything that you're trying to accomplish with your health and fitness. So I would really, to the best of your ability, hone in on that and make it a top priority. And then the only other things that I'll say, getting back to trying to get in 3 to 4 workouts each week, are you want to set yourself up for success. You want to make it easy to say yes to workouts. And so if you need to deviate from a couple classic things because deviating will make it easier to say yes, then that's okay. So for example, maybe scale more frequently than you would because you're a bit tired, or it's late at night, or it's early in the morning, or you don't want to take as long to warm up to the prescribed loading. So scale the workout. Do ring rows instead of pull-ups. Do 65 pounds instead of 95 pounds. Do something like that. You're still going to get in a workout. It's still going to be wonderful. And as we all know, a lot of times, scaling doesn't make it easier. Scaling just gives you the opportunity to go a little bit quicker. And there's going to be plenty of fitness hidden in scaled workouts, beyond a shadow of a doubt. And then maybe the last point would be, don't feel any obligation to turn on the clock. If you're stressed out, burn the candle at both ends. Just going like crazy, trying to get in workouts when you can. On your last nerve, the very last thing you want to do is add unnecessary pressure to the workout. So if going in and, especially if it's a workout that you've done before, maybe you're doing Randy, 75 power snatches for time at 75 pounds, which we did recently. And maybe the last 2 or 3 times that you did it, you didn't have this crazy job. You weren't doing this shift work. And so maybe you knocked Randy out of the park and you know what your last time was. Now you walk in 11:15 at night, half warmed up to do Randy. It's probably not going to go well. And you got to get up 5 hours later for work or something like that. If you have in your head what your last Randy time was, when you did it under totally different circumstances, a fresh body, feeling great with a long warm-up and a good night's sleep, and you have pressure on yourself that it's got to be that I got to hit that last Randy time, or today was a sucky workout and today's no good, don't do it. Don't do it. Either don't run the clock so that you can't compare it to whatever it was last time and you just do the work, or slightly change the workout so that it's not Randy. So maybe if it was supposed to be Randy, maybe instead of doing 75 power snatches at 75 pounds, you're going to do 85 at 65 pounds. Or you're going to do, I don't know, 55 or 60 at 95 pounds. Or you're going to stick with the 75-pound power snatch, but instead of doing 75 for time, you're going to do 5 rounds of 30 double unders and 15 power snatches. 30 double unders for 5 rounds aren't so crazy that it's going to mess up your whole workout, but it's definitely going to make it a little bit different and harder. And so now you're no longer doing Randy, but you kind of are. You're still doing 75 power snatches at 75 pounds with another movement in there that's not incredibly, devastating of you head to toe, but it tricks your mind a little bit into getting in the work at a manner that won't allow you to negatively compare yourself to however you did it previously when life was a bit different. And again, knowledge is power. So if you start to understand the whys, you start to understand the hows, then you can walk into the gym at any hour, with any gear, under any circumstances, identify yourself honestly as to how you're feeling that day, look at what you have available, and either knock it out prescribed, knock it out scaled, or modify it in some way, shape, or form that preserves the stimulus not only of the workout, but preserves your sanity as well, so that you will want to continue to work out even though life happens to be hectic. So that's that. Anyway, that's kind of my 2 cents on that question that was posted there. Let me see if I missed anything. I think I just blacked out and talked for a long time. Okay, get some good mornings and some hand waves. Good mornings back to everybody as well. Some thumbs up, good. Okay, Brandon. I'm an ER nurse and work 12-hour shifts. Whew. I look at the week ahead and fill in the workouts as they fit with my schedule. I'm not too worried about the ordering of them. I think of the big picture. Perfect, my friend. Absolutely perfect. That's what we're talking about. Okay, good. Let's see. Okay, Big Hungry Bear XX. What a phenomenal Instagram handle. Love the podcast. So no spoilers. I've been modifying your suggestions with some heavy atlas stones I made. Fantastic. That's great. This could be another tangent, but I'll just touch on it real briefly. I say this every now and then, but it bears repeating. The overwhelming majority of the workouts that we put out, we want to present them in a way that give the greatest opportunity to the largest section of the population as possible to do them, right? So that means, in general, embracing gear that is common to most people, which will be your barbells, your rowers, your pull-up bars, your medicine balls, jump ropes, things like that. If you are one of the lucky people that have something like a yoke, for example, or a prowler, or sandbags, or an axle bar, or an atlas stone, or something like that, or a D-ball, those are phenomenal, beautiful, incredible tools for fitness, and you should always feel authorized to put those in any way, shape, or form. Could be in the workout, could be in some accessory piece at the end. If the workout of the day called for some power cleans, and you've got a D-ball or a sandbag or an atlas stone, and you want to do ground to shoulder with that object, even though the workout of the day calls for power cleans, you should absolutely feel authorized to do that. As a matter of fact, I would encourage it, because it's beautiful, awesome variants that will only help you. I don't regularly program a sandbag clean in a lot of workouts because, truth be told, most people don't have a sandbag, but I try to put this word out every now and then that, again, if you understand, again, knowledge is power, the intent of the workout and what we're trying to accomplish, and then you have something in your bag of tricks that is a nice little cool toy that maybe not everybody has, and it fits nicely in the workout of the day, by all means, throw that sucker in there. It's only going to help you. It's going to be great. So I've been throwing in some Atlas stones. Atlas stones are fun as heck, and I'm glad you're doing that. I think it's great. Okay. All right, let's see. Well, I think that is about that. Enjoy the day. I've not yet had breakfast, and so I'm going to go do that. And I will talk to everybody later. Thanks for being awesome.